So listen, this is what happened to me. So I've been putting together this podcast tour. I call it a podcast guest appearance tour. And I've done about 30 podcast guest appearances over this year. And so basically what happens is, you reach out to the podcast person, the podcast host, and you set it up, and you go into their calendar link and you pick a time, and I put it in my phone. I always put it in my Google Calendar with a reminder so I know what's going on when it's supposed to happen. So I had this podcast scheduled for that day, and before the podcast, I like to go to the gym. I just go to the gym anyways because I really like to be fit spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, to always be fit in all those categories. And so one of the things I do is I go to the gym, I lift heavy things, get rid of some stress, and I feel great and feel blessed, and I go on with my day. And I usually do that a lot of times at lunchtime. Either I do that first thing in the morning, or I'll go at lunchtime, or I'll go in the evening. But a lot of times I go at lunchtime. So this particular day, I went at lunchtime, did my workout, felt great. During my workout, I guess I got an email notification, but I didn't know because I didn't check my emails because I'm working out. Why would I check my emails? Doesn't make any sense to me. So I rush home, and then I got to get this area set up. I usually put my books behind me, so I'm promoting my books while I'm on the podcast. And I was really looking forward to this podcast, especially this one in particular, because I'm working with this person doing an event later on, and this was kind of like a build-up. But also, I love doing these podcast interviews because I don't know what questions they're going to ask. I particularly like it when they don't give me any pre-questions. So it's a real conversation. You're going in there. I know what I want to talk about, but you know how conversations go. You start talking about something and it kind of morphs into something else depending on, they pick up on a certain thing that you're talking about, and then they want to expand on that. And, it's a conversation. It flows, and it's a beautiful thing. So every podcast that I do, it's always a little bit different. And this one in particular was going to be really fun because I was going to be being more vulnerable. And that's something I don't do a lot, but I'm trying to do more, is just to be more vulnerable about, the success journey, the things that you run into when you're trying to build up your success, and the things that, you're going through in the immediate moments. So I'm all excited for this. I'm getting everything set up. I go to get the link to go on Zoom. I think it was a Zoom or River something or whatever. Anyways, and I see this email pop up. The event's canceled. The podcasting is canceled. You can reschedule. That's it. That's what the message said. So I'm like, what's going on here? Reschedule? And I looked at the time, and so the time was when I was at the gym. So about 2 hours notice. That's it. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not right. Who does that, man? It's like I had this thing all set up. I had reminders. I do like a day before reminder. I do a couple of hour before reminder. So these alarms go off. Because once I put you in my calendar, it's serious. That means we're doing this thing. We're going to be talking. So I got this message says it's canceled. After I just got set up, I'm all ready to go. Ready, got everything, my lighting, everything's done. Just ready to start this podcast interview. And I had a few minutes to, do whatever before it was actual time to log in. But then I found out it's canceled. So I'm looking at my messages because I know this person. I didn't get any message, no explanation of what's going on. So, I'm disappointed and a little bit frustrated, and I feel like a little bit disrespect. But I know things come up, things happen, and people have kids, they have different situations going on. So I assumed something really big happened, and there was no way, it was impossible for this person to stay with the appointment. They had to let go of the appointment. But then I get this notification on my phone. She's going Instagram Live for a big announcement. I'm like, oh, so you canceled our interview so you could jump on Instagram Live. And then you send me the notice to go on Instagram Live to watch your Instagram Live when you're supposed to be doing an interview with me for your podcast show. So at that moment I said, nah, I'm not rescheduling. Now I know that's ego, But at the same time, it's like you got to respect people's time. If you don't respect people's time, and then you just change the plan because something better come up, and then you want that person to give you more of their time, to reschedule and book again and give you more of their time. It's like, no, I'm going to wait for her to reach out to me, text message, and let me know what's going on. So that was about a week ago. I still haven't heard from her about anything, rescheduling anything. So that tells me that it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't a good fit. And I'm probably not going to do the show even down the road. Maybe I will. But we'll have to have a big conversation about how things went, because if I put you in my calendar, it's better happen. It's gospel, man. That's the Bible. If I'm putting you in my calendar, I'm dedicating time for that. And unless something really drastic happens, which I would reach out to the person and DM them, I would send them email, whatever it is, a personal touch, to let them know I'm super sorry, but I can't do this podcast. This is what happened. I really have to deal with this. I really, really apologize. I hope we can reschedule so that we can do this thing, because I was really looking forward to doing it with you. That's what I do. And that's authentic. That's true. But I'm not canceling it just because something better came up, or I don't feel like doing it anymore, whatever foolishness reason. No, it's got to be like a real dramatic thing why we can't, follow through on what we promised each other that we were going to do. And that's a big thing for me. It's like, you got to follow through on the things you say you're going to do. It's really important. It's a staple. Because if you can't follow through on the things that you're going to do, then it's hard to trust that person to be able to do the things that they say they're going to do next time. It's hard to give more of my time to that person next time. And this is not the first time this has happened. It's the first time with this person. But I ran into this with another podcast host a couple of months ago. And we had everything set up. And they were supposed to send me the link to log in. And so we had everything set up. We picked the date. Everybody agreed. We were good. I put it in my calendar again. Once it goes into Google Calendar, it means it's for real. Not fucking around. It's a real thing. And then the day comes and I can't find the link. And I emailed the guy, hey, where's the link? We're supposed to be doing this podcast in an hour. I don't hear from him. Next day, sends me an email, a really brief email. Oh, you gave me too late of a notice. We'll have to reschedule. I'm like, I ain't rescheduling shit. I ain't doing no more podcast interview with you. You're off the list. You ain't going in my phone again. Ain't going to happen. You off the list. Because that, for sure, was disrespectful. Didn't give me any kind of real reason. Just trying to blame me. And it's on the same email chain where we already confirmed everything. And he said, yes, I will send you the link. So, when things like that happen, I don't know how you deal with it. Put it in the comment how you deal with it, or how you think I should have dealt with it. Am I being too much ego and pride? Or am I right in the sense that these people should respect my time, just like I respect their time? It's a mutual exchange of respecting each other's time. When we agree on a schedule, we agree on a date, we agree on a time, that we should both do whatever we can to show up in the spirit of doing it and follow through on the things that we say we're going to do. And that's my message to you through this whole video, this whole thing that I want to talk about. It really is always follow through on the things you say you're going to do. It's so important. It's going to open up more doors for you because people know you're reliable. They can count on you. They know that you're going to show up just as you said you were going to show up. You're going to do what it was that you promised to do. And there's not going to be any problems, any issues. If you make that a staple, hey, the battery just ran out. In the middle of the video, this has happened to me before, not very often, but it happened to me right now, and the battery ran out. As I was saying, if you make that a staple and part of your code to follow through on the things you say you're going to do, you make that part of your code, then you're always going to be a reliable person, and it's just going to speak volumes for you. It's going to speak volumes for your credibility, volumes for the kind of person that you are. So make that a part of your mantra, a part of your focus. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know if I handled that situation right or if there's something else I should have done. I really want to know what your opinion is, what you think. All right, man. Until next time, you're heard.